Happy Single Sundays, everyone. We're still talking about emerge, discipline to become. It's a process to become. It's a process to emerging, becoming who God has called you and purposed you to be, who He's making you to be, who He's created you to be before the foundations of the world. So we're still focused on the resilience of a winner. This is part 2. If you missed last week's lesson or last week's session, go back and take a look at that. But resilience. One of the people that come to mind readily when we talk about resilience is Job. The book of Job talks about the things that Job went through, how much he suffered, how much he endured. And yet the Bible says after he went through everything he went through, Job didn't understand what was going on, but he remained faithful to God. That's resilience. He didn't quit. That's resilience. He didn't curse God and die like his wife suggested. That's resilience. When you're going through, it's easy to say, I quit. It's easy to say, I give up. It's easy to say, I'm not going to go through this. I haven't done anything to deserve this. I'm not going to take this. It's easy to do that. That's the easy route. Anybody can do that. But it takes something to become resilient. And God oftentimes allows us to go through situations and circumstances as He did Job. Sometimes not as extreme, but sometimes it may be that extreme. God allows us to go through the negatives. He allows us to go through the mishandlings, the misdealings, the mistreatments, the negativity, the roughness, to take the roughness off of us and out of us. He allows us to go through the very thing to make us resilient, to make us who He's called us to be. So I want to encourage you, if you're going through a time of buffeting, if you're going through a time of testing, even as Job did, and it looked like Job must have called some of these things on himself. But in actuality, it was a test that Job was going through. God knew what was in Job. God was showing others what was in Job. Sometimes God will allow you to go through to showcase you to the world. This is a part of being in God's dressing room and Him bringing you out into the showroom. Sometimes God calls you to go through out loud. He'll cause you to go through tests and trials and tribulations out loud, meaning in the public eye, in front of those that don't like you, in front of loved ones, in front of everybody to see. Because God has in mind honor. God never does it for humiliation. Satan's agenda is humiliation, but God's agenda is honor. When God takes you through something, God's mindset is not humiliation, it's honor. He's going to raise you up. God doesn't just see where you are. He sees where He's taking you and what He's building you to be. So let me encourage you in this episode of Single Sundays. God knows His plan for your life. He knows what He has in store for you. And if you find yourself being buffeted or going through this time of testing and trial, know that God is building resilience in you because He knows you're a winner. And He has commanded you not to quit in this season, but to run on to the end that you might receive the reward He has purposed for your life.